Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures!
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for? For the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer. Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans, so they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures!
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for? For the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer.
Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
evening, soccer fans. Welcome back once again to UPSL Georgia Conference Premier Division action. It's Dalton United FC versus Kalonji Pro-Profilee here in the semifinal playoffs. Larry Weaver and Andre Bomar here to bring you all of tonight's festivities. Match kickoff will be at 7:15 tonight. So we just have a few more minutes to get us caught up. That gives us an opportunity to talk about last week. That was the beginning of the playoffs. Atlanta United Academy defeated UMAFC 4-2. Dalton United FC with a very convincing 5-0 victory over Georgia Revolution. Kalonji Pro-Profilee beat Georgia Athletic SC 4-2, a match where Georgia Athletic went in at halftime with a 2-0 lead, and Kalonji Pro-Profilee turned it on in the second half, and there was just nothing that Georgia Athletic could do, and they fall 4-2. That's where we stand as of last week. This week, it gives an opportunity for Potros to come in as they had a week off being the first round bye. And right now, Potros FC is down to Atlanta United Academy 1-0. That match is currently about 27 minutes into the match. Actually, I'll give you an even closer update. It is now 1-1 in the 32nd minute. 1-1 between Potros FC and Atlanta United Academy. That is what Potros needed. Had a fantastic season here this spring 2024 season, where they were able to lift the regular season trophy for the first time ever. Right now, Kalonji Pro-Profilee and Dalton United will kick off, like I said, in about 9 minutes. The winners will move on next week. This will give me an opportunity to bring in my colleague for tonight, Andre Bomar. As we stand right now, originally it was slated that the finals would be played in a neutral place, but that information's changed a little bit.
Yeah, it has, and it was still an option to find that neutral place, but the league really wants the high seed to have the advantage. They earned that right through the regular season, and they wanted to give them that advantage if they did choose to do it, and these teams have done it. Dalton United, of course, have a great following up here in Dalton, Georgia, near the Tennessee border, and it served them well, and we saw how well they played last week when they defeated Georgia, the Georgia Revolution 5-0. In a game that really they just dominated. The Revolution had nothing for them. And so that's kind of the way it's going to play out all the way through to the final, that the high seed will have that home field advantage, which should, give them that extra home incentive to win these games to get that advantage.
And if anybody has an opportunity and go back and watch the finals of the playoffs last spring here at Dalton Stadium, Dalton United versus Atlanta United Academy, that is by far one of the best matches that you'll see in a playoff final. The winner of the playoffs will move on to the national playoffs. They will take on the winners of the Mid-Atlantic playoffs, and I have to say, Dre, that was one that shocked me because St. Louis City South Carolina United Heat losing in the Mid-Atlantic playoffs, and I was surprised because they had yet again another undefeated season.
Yeah, and I didn't see the game, but it was a shocker. I think everybody who was looking at the South Carolina and that conference's playoffs already had them penciled in as the winner that's going to move on to the Nationals. They seem to do that every season. But in the first round, they lose to the lowest seed in a shock loss, 1-0. And so that really, it makes you kind of, sit up and take notice. But that's the thing about the playoffs. It's a one-off. And if you have a bad day or if you don't have your key players for a particular game, it can cost you, despite the fact that they went undefeated through the season, with 1 or 2 draws. In the regular season. And so all of that went out the window when you start in the playoffs, and that's kind of what you see here in Georgia as well,
And that's what we saw last season with Atlanta City having to win to get in the final week coming in the 7th seed and defeating Atlanta United Academy, Kalonji Pro-Profile, and Dalton United to move on to the national playoffs.
Yeah, indeed. And now we have these matchups today, Larry. I mean, this matchup here with Kalonji Pro-Profile and Dalton United is immensely massive. These are two teams who have been to the Nationals before. They've both won the division championship and playoff championships in past seasons. So they have the pedigree, they have the experience. And, you know, looking at them on paper today, they look very even. These are very experienced players. Yeah. They've played together for a very long time. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to two teams that like to attack, two teams that like to hold possession. They both have great defenses and great goalkeepers. So it'll be interesting to see how this game starts and how it rolls out.
You look at the lineup for Kalonji Pro-Profile, you see those veteran names that Andre's talking about. Henry Plates in goal, as always. Grant Carr, Kamani Irving, Tashi Danfa, and Wilfred Camden Chopa. That back line, along with El Hiro Demise being that right winger. Tony Tiente coming back into the lineup after serving a red card suspension at the end of the season. Always keep an eye out there up on the top. Anthony Sumo and his new partner, Kalen Kalonji. Yeah,
Kalen Kalonji is going to be one of the top youth players to come out of this season. And that's going to be a player to watch today because he has ended the season strong, scoring key goals and even in the playoffs last week. So that's going to bode well for them. And so it'll be interesting to see how Dalton approaches them in defense, how they match up with them, especially when you have the power that they have, that Kalonji has coming off the bench as well.
And you look at Dalton United's lineup, a lineup that we've covered the majority of this season, that just hard-fought back line with Villatoro, Rodriguez, and Bittencourt, who just own possession for Dalton throughout every match. Those three men will have the most numbers for possession in every match that is played by Dalton United. Keep an eye on Jesus Hatanda and Joao Costa up there on the top. And also don't forget that those two guys in the midfield, Saldana and Valenciano, those are two veterans that come on when the time is right.
I think that's the engine, Larry. When you look at somebody like Daniel Valenciano, his ability and his size, he's able to hold up with the ball. He's strong in the attack. He presses forward, but he's also tracks back in defense. He's all over the place. He has a sort of a roaming role for Dalton. But that's going to be the key. You know, in Dalton, they started the season kind of shaky in defense. They allowed in a few goals, especially against Atlanta United Academy. But, boy, have they come on in the tail part of the season and just fell short of pipping the division title, the regular season title, on the last day.
Yeah, this was we've said it time and time again on the Center Circle podcast and in our broadcasts and everything. Dalton United took over that spot as the premier dominant in this Georgia Conference from this Kalonji Pro-Profile team, whereas in the 21 and 2022 seasons, it was Kalonji Pro-Profile at the top of the table. Then Kalonji Pro-Profile took one season off, and that was all Dalton needed to own that top spot.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. When Kalonji was doing the back-to-back thing, winning the championships, they were like a big fish in a small pond, but that is ancient history now. When you look from top to bottom in the Premier Division in Georgia, they're studs all the way through. And, you know, you can't take any game for granted. And I think that teams like UMA found that out when, you know, towards the end of the season, the team that got relegated, North Georgia United, soundly defeated them. So you can't take a weekend off when it comes to playing in the Premier Division. And so that's the challenge now for a team like Kalonji. But here they are in the semifinal with a chance to go on. And quite frankly, Larry, I think that of the four teams that are here, I like any of them to go deep in the national playoffs, whoever gets through with the championship here.
Yeah, one of the times where you have top four teams in the regular season being the teams that are in the semifinals, you are getting the best of the best here at the UPSL Georgia Conference. And I tell the rest of the conferences, be afraid, because whoever makes it to the next round is going to be ready. So that's going to wrap it up for the pre-game. We'll talk about some of the matchups that's happening right now in the UPSL Georgia Division I Conference. Their playoffs are going on right now. Those teams, got 2 teams that are going to get promoted to the Premier Division. We have 2 teams that were relegated from the Premier Division, North Georgia United and FC Atlanta being relegated in this spring season. And we'll have to regroup for those guys and get back in it and see what they can do potentially next year and get instantly promoted back into the Premier Division. We're going to step away for a few minutes for the opening ceremonies here at Dalton Stadium. You're watching Dalton United FC and Kalonji Pro-Profile.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this UPSL Georgia Premier Division semi-final playoff match. Dalton United FC versus Kalonji Pro-Profile. At this time, we ask, if you can, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
little bit of gamesmanship there, if I have to say so myself, Dre, between these two teams on who wants to come out, when they want to come out, and all that fun stuff. But that's what you expect at this level with these two veteran teams.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams have a lot of experience, and they play a lot of games with each other. And even the choice of uniforms, that a little bit of a controversy before the game, which is the reason for the delay here. But we're ready to kick things off now, and it's going to be something else to have the immovable object going up against the irresistible force. Who's going to come out on top remains to be seen.
You see the referees for tonight: Thomas Brigman in center circle, Tavar Pike, Ben Abrams. Those are your AR1 and AR2, and your fourth official, Alvaro A. We always thank our referees for all that they do for us, because without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these matches. Definitely at this time, if you like what we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe and give us all that those fun little things that help the algorithm out. And we thank you for your help. And you see Kalonji Pro-Profile last minute conversation with everybody. Kamani Irving wearing the captain's band for tonight. Dalton United just awaiting for Kalonji Pro-Profile to get us underway.
Yeah, Larry, it's the second seed against the third seed here.
And this is going to be a good one. You saw on the on the Atlantic Soccer Media Group Instagram. Let me spit it all out in one word. Just the numbers are so close on these two teams. Kalonji Pro-Profile are going to get us underway. They're in their all-white kits. They're going to be moving from right to left. Dalton United in the brand-new ballistic sportswear kit, black tops with red stripes and white shorts. They're going to be moving from left to right. Love to see that ballistic sportswear gear that they won in the Regional Cup, or the Community Cup, I should say.
And sponsorship partner to
And a sponsorship
ASMG.
partner, full disclosure. They are our official sponsor. And we get kicked off here for the first 45 at Dalton United Stadium. Thank you for joining us. Let's get going.
So, Larry, I'm going to wait and see how this starts out here. Again, like I said in the pregame, two very attacking teams, but two teams that like to hold possession. So something's going to have to give at some point between these two.
Yeah, two teams that are not afraid to get a little physical when they need to, and not afraid to get a ball forward, as you see, trying to get that ball to Anthony Sumo, and it goes out. It'll be a throw for Dalton United.
And like you said too earlier, Larry, the two teams on paper very, very close together. It's hard to say who would be favored here or who has an advantage. Dalton is at home here, though. Good crowd on hand for them.
Yeah, Dalton United with a little bit better record, 9-1-2. Kalonji Pro-Profile 8-3-1. Dalton United scored 34 goals. Kalonji Pro-Profile scored 31 goals. So it's very, very evenly matched between these two squads. Perry, he laid it back off to Bittencourt and Rodriguez. Mendez going back to Bittencourt, and this is what you're going to see for a lot of possession for Dalton United, holding out of that back line and coming forward. Here comes Costa, give and go. Hoitanda laid it off, allowed that running Ishizuka to come in. He's coming, shot's blocked. The shot was blocked there by number 13, Demise, and it goes out, will be a throw for Kalonji Pro-Profile. And that's one of the things that we'll cover as this match goes on, Dre, is about how when it comes to a throw that's going to be deep in Kalonji's third, Dalton United have that long throw that they have in their arsenal that is just like as if it was a corner.
Yeah, Hutanda is usually their throw-in specialist there, and he really does make it look like a corner kick sometimes when they have it in that final third. But another player to look at is that Joao Costa in the middle of attack for Dalton. He's done very well in the late part of the season, and I think he might be key, and I see that Kalonji's already marking him in the middle of defense there. So they recognize that as a danger. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops over the course of this game.
Feliciano looking for a path forward. Nice little ball, trying to get it to Hoitanda and wasn't able to. Wilfred Camden Chopa received it but loses it right off the bat to Perez. And there is Rodriguez going back to Mendez.
Oh.
Costa knew he was in an offside position, but this gives an opportunity. Shot taken, deflected.
Oh. Still
Grant
alive.
Carr with a fantastic shot. Costa, he takes a swipe at it. It's knocked out. It'll be a goal kick. See how quickly that
Amazing.
Dalton United can get on the horn. We look at this replay. You can see here, Dre.
All by himself here, too. Is it Tomas Jimenez?
Villatoro just coming through.
Oh,
And you
Villatoro.
see that Grant Carr having that acrobatic kick, and it gave Costa an opportunity for a shot on goal, but that one just didn't get it right, and it rolls out for a goal kick. You can see already Dalton United on board with the first shot on goal.
Yeah, I imagine that Coach Bruno would not be happy to see that much space for Villatoro on this right side. And he was free with acres and acres of space to work with, and unlucky not to get it on frame there. But the defense did just enough for Kalonji.
And that's one of the things to keep note. You know, this back line of Kalonji Pro-Profile, probably the most veteran back line that you will see in the Georgia Conference, with Carr, Irving, Tachi, and Demise. Demise being the youngest of those four.
Yeah, lots of experience there, professional experience. They're not new to this type of pressure and this type of match. So it's, they're very composed. Even when they go down, they don't panic.
Perez, he's moving through center circle, loses it, allows Tiente to receive it. Tiente spent last season with the Atlanta United 2s before coming back to Kalonji Pro-Profile.
So over there again.
Another opportunity for Villatoro, but he just can't get there in time, and that one rolls out. Will be another goal kick.
I wonder if Coach Kiko has noticed something about Kalonji during the season. They seem to be looking to attack down this right side, and they're finding space.
You see here the nice long ball forward.
Just a little too
Villatoro,
much.
I think he was waiting for the ball and just didn't time that right.
Right, yeah, I think so.
Kamani Irving giving it to Diakite. He's going to go back to Pleites.
Look at that pressure from Dalton.
And you see that right away, that ball gets deflected off of number 16, Zach Perry, as he came and closed space on Henry Pleites.
I think Pleites is going to be tested very tough today. He's going to have to marshal his back line really well, organize it well.
And he is one of those veteran keepers here in the Georgia Conference. Had an opportunity to play in Germany a couple seasons back before coming back to Kalonji Pro-Profile. That's one of the things. A lot of these players for Kalonji Pro-Profile have had a little bit of an opportunity to play up in the professional ranks, get their feet wet, so to speak, before coming back. So they know where they need to get for that next opportunity. Here's an opportunity. Oh, and that has got to be a foul. Definitely so.
It's outside.
But it is outside the box.
Oh, man, that was maybe a step or two outside. It's right there at the penalty arc. Definitely brought him down. I'm surprised I didn't see a card there.
Take another look at this, Dre, and you can walk us through.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it going through that middle. And he just walked it through the middle, tried to split the defenders, did a good job. And it's finally brought down by Tony Saldana, number 24.
Diakite with just a gorgeous ball through for the on-runner. This is going to be barely a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards out of Not even that. Barely a yard out of the box.
Yeah, the thing about in that position is really hard because you got to get it up over the wall and get it down.
Yeah, this one's going to have to be just direct. Tiente.
Oh, he tries to
Deflected
sweep
off,
through. Oh,
and that
my
will be a
goodness.
corner. Deflected off of that wall.
That could have gone anywhere. But the wall did its job.
Take another look here. And that bounced right off of Ishizuki and goes out for that corner. And it's going to be Kalen that's going to be taking this one. It'll be an outswinger.
See how Dalton match up here, how the marking is.
Sent long into the box.
Oh.
Mendez there for the grab. Great work by the keeper. He knew where that ball was going. It kind of held up into the sky.
Yeah, great work from Mendez. He was in a crowd over there, but he managed to really command his area well and take that. And here we are now with Dalton on a mini counterattack.
Give you an update for the other semifinal that's going on right now. It's halftime over at Marietta High School, 1-1 between Potros FC and Atlanta United Academy.
That's a game that's becoming quite the rivalry between those two. 3-3 earlier in the season between those two. Some controversial calls, but two other teams that are very evenly matched. Potros, of course, the division champions, regular season champions, trying to add another trophy.
And the work that Christopher Uronga and his staff have done with Potros FC took last season off to kind of get things right, bring in a head coach, Ignacio Macis, and he's got those boys over at Potros FC on all cylinders.
Yeah, they took a season off a few seasons ago, and just like Kalonji did, to reorganize, come back stronger. And I've had discussions with Coach Bruno, who's also looking to reorganize in the off season before the fall season starts. So something that needs to happen, I believe.
Potros FC's coach Ignacio Macis winning coach of the season here in the spring 2024 season. Coach Andrew Johawun from UMAFC winning the manager of the season. And and there's a deflection off of Diakite, not a handball, but it got to Costa.
Costa being closed down quickly.
Ishizuka tried to take a shot there. Sorry, Dre.
No, it's okay.
Shot taken. What a goal! Stupendous for Dalton United.
What a strike.
Zach Perry just throws that one in the back of the net and says,
he found a little space there, Larry, and was able to just turn and shoot, and boy, did he bury that one. What a goal to start it off, and what a great start for Dalton here.
Take a look at this. He steps up and just rips that one through. There's nothing that Henry could do for that, and it is 1-0 Dalton United over Kalonji Pro-Profile.
Perfect start for Dalton here at home.
But that's one of the things about don't, count your chickens, because Kalonji Pro-Profile is a team that knows how to come back.
Well, what happened last week?
Exactly.
Against Georgia Athletic, they fell down 2-0 at half, came back and won that game 4-2. Offside call there.
And, we always like to talk about hashtag response time. Those first 5 minutes after a team scores a goal, that's when it gives an opportunity for your opponent to get back into the match. That goal coming in the 11th minute for Perry.
Yeah,
just a sensational goal.
Yeah, it came at a perfect time for them to take command here. It looks like they're going to try to hold on to that possession. That's something that, these more experienced teams are able to do. They understand that they have to hold on to the ball to impose their authority.
Valenciano trying to fight through two men. No foul. Diakite says, where was the call? He's not going to get it. He's spending more time talking to the AR than he is getting back into the play, which is one of the things that we see at times with some of these teams.
It's one of those things too, Larry,
more time playing.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to. Different referees will call games differently, and so as a player, you have to understand as the game starts, how is the referee responding to challenges? How is he calling fouls? And then you have to play within those parameters. Some teams do it better than others.
Here's Anthony Sumo, and there's going to be a foul on Sumo, right in front of the referee.
And you said it too earlier, Larry. I think that's a first goal in this game, but that's not the end of the game. There's a lot of football left and a lot of skill out there on the pitch.
You see
Quickly
Sumo
taken here. Back to live action.
And Mendez easily grabs that.
Yeah.
Quickly taken by Kalonji. And that's one of the things that we talk about all the time, Dre, when I talk about Anthony Sumo. Anthony loves to use his left foot. So if you see him on that far side, expect him to come in centrally to the pitch before trying to take a shot.
Yeah, I mean, to his detriment, he's a skillful player, but he is very heavy left-footed. And a lot of times he will try to cut in to get on his stronger foot, and a good defender will try to put him on his weaker leg and make it more difficult for him. But, saying it and doing it are two different things.
Exactly. We talked about that Atlanta United and Potros FC team where they ended the season. Their regular season match was a draw. When you look at Dalton United, Kalonji Pro-Profile, that match in the regular season ended 1-1 as well. So all four of these teams played each other superbly in the regular season.
And it is interesting that the final four teams are the top four seeds in the division. They made it all the way here to the semifinals, so the regular season did not lie.
Bittencourt tries to send that forward to Costa, but Grant Carr receives it instead. Camden Chopa is going to go back to Carr. Diakite sliding it across to Tachi. Kamani Irving wearing the captain's band tonight. Tachi, his center back teammate that just received the ball, has been captain for this Kalonji Pro-Profile season, or team for many, many seasons. That ball was cut off. Now Costa just gets taken down off of the ball by Sumo. No foul given.
Skillful shoulder charge there. It's a legal move. Good challenge.
That's one of the things that Sumo has over a lot of players is a solid frame, and he can just mush you off that ball at will.
And I have noticed that they're really, when Costa's on the ball, they're on him really, really quickly. So they're really aware of the threat he poses in the center of attack.
Hoitanda nicks that off of Camden Chopa and sends it back to Playtez. Long ball sent forward, trying to get it on the edge, but Mendez is going to be there to receive it. Gives it to Ishizuka, and he gets accosted for a moment. Costa giving him the give and go, and there's a nasty foul.
It's going into pocket for the yellow.
And that has to be a yellow. And indeed it is. Number 22 receiving the yellow.
Yeah, it was quite deliberate there, Larry. I think he saw that he was beaten. He had to stop him, and he just, sacrificed himself for the yellow.
And here you see the replay, a beautiful give and go from Costa.
Yeah.
He knew he was beat, and he just took him down. And, we saw with Ishizuka just last week where he had that 70-yard run to seal the win last week.
Oh, what a beautiful run that was, too, and a great goal. I think that the game against Georgia Revolution by Dalton United is one of the best performances I've seen from Dalton this season. Georgia Revolution had really no answers for them, and Revolution, they had a tough end to the season, too.
Center official coming over to have a conversation with Coach Kalonji. Bruno's not happy about something. He's going to receive a yellow for his troubles.
Yeah, he talked himself into a yellow. I think he quite deliberately.
Like we talked about before in this match, you saw a lot of gamesmanship between these two sides before the match. 18 minutes, Coach Kalonji with a yellow. Henry easily able to grab that.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit close to Playtez there. I think he wanted to bend that back away from him, but was unable to do so.
And you see as they were coming out of the box, Saldana just a little bit of a touch on Henry just to let him know he was there.
Not enough to gain the referee's attention, but enough for the goalkeeper to notice for sure. So that may develop. We have to keep an eye on these things. Both emotional teams, and things can kind of heat up really quickly for both of them.
Ishizuki really putting the press on Kalonji player. Got it over to Wilfred Chopa. Tiente back to Chopa. He tries to take a shot, is blocked. Makes it back to Tachi. Chopa's going to try to get it up to Kalonji, not going to get it to Kalen. Cleared away by Dalton United, but not the best of passes, and Diakite is able to win it. Irving, he's moving forward from that center back role. That ball's deflected. Costa trying a little bit of a fancy footwork to gain control, but Carr able to get just enough to allow that possession.
Yeah, I think it's clear that Costa's not going to be given any space when he's on the ball.
Well, you can already see him kind of walking gingerly on the knee. I think that they just collided knees there in that challenge between Tachi and Grant Carr.
Yeah, hopefully he can just walk that off. Yeah. Sometimes those bangs are a little painful at first.
And that's one of the things that Coach Kiko has the luxury of, is a very in-depth bench there for Dalton United. You look at the weather for tonight's matchup here at Dalton Stadium. 92 degrees currently.
Yeah, it's going to be hot out there on that artificial turf.
Only a 2-mile-an-hour wind, so expect that pitch, even though it is 7:40 at night, its pitch is still going to be in the probably right around 100 degrees.
Yeah,
so those feet are going to be feeling it by the end.
Yeah, thank goodness it is a 7:15 start here. As the game goes on, the sun's going to go down. That should help a little bit, but it's going to stay hot and humid for the duration, I believe.
Going back to Mendez. Sends a long ball forward. Costa not going to be able to get to that, but Valenciano is. He goes to Ishizuka. Perez laying it off to the goal scorer, Perry. He sends it to Hoitanda. He comes over here to Villatoro, goes back to Hoitanda. He tries to get through the gears, gives it back to Villatoro, to the middle to Costa. Just can't control that.
Kind of ricocheted off of him. I think it came to him before he could really realize what was happening.
Yeah, it just deflected off. It was with such pace that it deflected off of his boot.
But again, I tell you, both these teams look very dangerous when they come forward and attack. So I think there's still a lot of drama to be seen as this game goes on.
Tony Tiente with the ball. Kalonji just working around on that far side. Sumo. He's able to can maintain possession. A little bit of a flick by Kalen. Gets a chance for Sumo. He puts it in the back of the net. It's 1-1. Kalonji Pro-Profile and Dalton United. What a great little bit of play between Anthony Sumo and Kalen Kalonji. Take a look at this, folks. Sumo's able to control it. Take it away, Dre.
Yeah, I mean, that's the strength of Sumo. Coming through and weaving his way through the defenders. He's strong enough, like you said earlier, he's strong enough to hold up the ball, keep possession of the ball, hold off the defenders, and then he just skipped through the defenders and slotted it right in.
And again, with that left foot that he slotted it in right past Nestor Mendez. Here comes Dalton United, Villatoro working down this near line. Kalonji man loses his footing. Valenciano giving it up to Costa.
Oh.
Tachi almost got it off of him, but not enough. Valenciano lifts it forward, headed straight up in the air by Sumo. Ishizuka and Perez trying to decide who wants possession. Perry now. Perry's going to go down. Fouled by Tiente, quickly taken. Hoitanda giving it to Ishizuka. Not able to get it there, but Hoitanda back. And he just doesn't get that touch right. Hits more of his shin than his boot, and it rolls out for a goal kick.
It didn't bounce up nicely for him. He was in a great position to really drill that ball, but unfortunately he couldn't get the ball down to where he could put power behind it.
You see here as that ball comes through, and he just mistimed it.
Could get nothing on it. Another opportunity, though.
1-1 here
good
in
interception.
25 minutes.
Oh,
Villatoro
bad
not
pass.
ready for that one, and it rolls out. Will be a throw.
Yeah, they're having a little word with each other, not on the same page. Zigged when he should have zagged.
Just two fantastic goals in this match.
It's what I expected. This is the type of game that I was expecting to see between these two. And I don't think we've seen the last of it here.
Diakite receives from Carr. Irving is going to have to send it long. Get it out of harm's way. Demise is going to go back to Tiente. Tiente going to go long to Carr. Running down this near side. Trying to get it to Kalonji player, not able to do it, but Camden Chopa is able to receive the deflection. Tried a little bit of a give and go, not going to work as Valenciano cut that ball off for Dalton. Ishizuka
Nice.
going back to Bittencourt, who sends it long. Kamani Irving controls it. And I can see, Dre, Coach Kalonji just giving it to the guys on the bench. He wants more pace. Tiente deflected. Perez holds up play. Diakite wins it. Kalen up to Sumo. Sumo tries to hit it with his right that time. Bounces off of Bittencourt. Bittencourt's able to send it out to all the way to Kalen Kalonji. He loses possession. Switch play for Dalton United to this near side. Saldana. Valenciano. Costa. But controlled there by Tachi, allowing that ball to make it back to Playtez.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Bruno Kalonji, the manager for Kalonji Pro-Profile, very animated on the sidelines. He's been missing a lot during the season as he's been kind of coaching different teams and different competitions. But now that the playoffs are here, I think he's going to focus and concentrate more in directing his troops here. And he's a key player in the success of this club. When he's here, the team seems to play better.
Yeah, it's one of those when Dad's away,
yeah.
you don't give your best effort.
So, man, this is just it's a very wide open game here. anytime there's possession getting forward, both teams look like they can do something with it. Here we go down this left
Carr
side.
trying to get that ball forward, and that one's going to be just sent out for a goal kick.
Fantastic
Saldana
work
with a
there by
little
Saldana.
bit of an extra little body check there on the Kalonji man. Just to let him know, hey, you guys can do it, so can we.
They can play toe-to-toe. I mean, Dalton is a team that has a lot of finesse, but they have a lot of toughness about them, too. When the game gets rough, they can get rough right with you.
Hoitanda able to control it for a second, but loses it to Diakite. Back to Tachi and Kamani Irving. Diakite forward to Sumo. Sumo goes back to Diakite. Grant Carr screaming for possession here on this near side, going to receive it from Tachi. He's got a path forward. Slides it across, cut off by Bittencourt. That was a much-needed interception by Bittencourt.
He was one turn away from turning towards goal to get a shot off.
Bittencourt had to do a little bit of a back heel to Valenciano. You see Valenciano come up a little bit limp on that pass there.
Yeah.
I have to keep an eye on that because the veteran looks like he's talking to the sidelines. He's actually walking over to the bench as the match between Villatoro and Grant Carr is going on over here in the corner.
You don't want to lose Valenciano. Ooh.
He's back on the pitch. That ball's going to bounce out. He's going to go over there to be the one to throw it in.
He's running pretty well now.
But he went over, he had a word with the trainer. And it looks like his left knee that he's kind of
Maybe tweaked it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little gaming with.
He's moving pretty good now. I do see the limp that you're talking about. He's a little bit of a limp. He might need a little time to kind of walk it off.
So it is not only the Premier Division playoffs going on right down here in UPSL Georgia Conference, but also Division I. Earlier today, Atlanta Fire United defeated Los Tigres, Club the Strongest, 4-2. And currently halftime down in Columbus, Georgia, FC Columbus Elite holding a 2-0 lead over Fountain City FC.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shocker there. Fountain City up. Get back to
nice
live.
Long ball in, deflected by Bittencourt. Back in from Costa. Hoitanda has it. He's going to hit it. Deflected off of Tiente. Cleared by Irving. Kalonji had to work out to get out of that one.
Oh, here we go.
Right back in. Carr is able to clear that one. Camden Chopa, he's coming through the gears, gives it off. Number 22 coming in. Shot taken right into the grasp of Mendez. Easily grabbed by the Dalton United keeper.
Yeah, I think he wanted to do he wants that back. He set up that shot pretty well, but he couldn't get nothing on it and went right to the goalkeeper, Mendez.
Yeah, like you said, Dre, for Division I playoffs, real shocker for Fountain City as they had an opportunity to fight for the instant promotion and lost last week, came into the playoffs, and they're losing again. Oh, here's a foul committed by Kalonji Pro-Profilee.
Yeah, in that Division I match, Fountain City did so well, undefeated in the regular season, got to the promotion playoff game, the one that would determine the automatic promotion spot, lost it to LSA Pro. Who are themselves a very talented and great team. But now they're in the regular playoffs, and the winner of the playoffs will be taking the second spot for promotion up to Premier for the fall. So Club the Strongest already.
Hoitanda lifts it forward. Bittencourt got a head on it, but it's going to be bounced out, and it's going to be a goal kick because it hit the American football goal.
Not a bad opportunity there, but just a whisker away from challenging for.
And it's going to be a hydration break here in the 32nd minute. As like we said, it's 92 degrees, Dre, so expect that.
Yeah, that's a sort of a mandated thing when the temperature is the way it is today. They get at least one break each half.
Gives me an opportunity to tell you that in the 57th minute, it is still 1-1 between Potros FC and Atlanta United Academy. Know that if we go to end of regulation tied, we will have two 15-minute extended times. If we still are tied, we will then go to penalty shootout.
Yep, there's going to be a winner today. No draw. You have to determine who's going to end up in the final, which will be next week. And as we said before the kickoff, the high seed will have the home field advantage. So if Potros wins today, they will have home field advantage for the final because they're the number 1 seed and the division regular season champions. But if Atlanta United defeats Potros and Dalton wins, or Kalonji wins, both of these teams here today would have the home field advantage in the final next week.
And this Dalton Stadium has been home for the finals for a while now, Dre. All of last year, both fall and spring season, it was here where you had Dalton beat Atlanta United Academy last spring, and then Dalton falling to those Cinderella Atlanta City last season.
Yeah, what a story for Atlanta City last season. Nobody, I don't think anybody thought that they would, do what they did in getting to the playoffs and through the playoffs. They had to beat all the top seeds getting through to the national playoffs, and they did it. This season, they hit rough times and just only survived.
A lot of things went against them this season, and I expect in the fall season, Coach Joao is going to have a chip on his shoulder as rest of his squad, and they're going to have something to prove in the fall season coming up.
Yeah, I mean, there was some controversy, too, with, 3 of their top players really were lost earlier in the season, and 2 of them to long-term bans, and there was some controversy about that and a lot of discussion. But, yeah, I think you're right. I think that Coach Joao has a point to prove. And I think that in the fall season, he had a very young team, too. That was the thing. When he lost those players, he used a lot of his academy players.
Yes, he had one player that was on the pitch that was like 14, 15 years old. 13
yeah,
years old.
There was one game that we did, and I apologize, I can't remember all the names, but there was a 13-year-old, 2 15-year-olds, and a 16-year-old all in the starting lineup for that game. And they played well. They lost the game, but they played well enough to get a result in that match. And so you see that kind of result, and you realize Atlanta City, they have a good foundation there. They got great coaching. They just need some senior players to even out and balance out that squad. And I think they'll be back at the top again.
Back underway here in the 36th minute. 1-1, Kalonji Pro-Profilee taking on Dalton United here at Dalton Stadium. This is the UPSL Georgia Conference Premier Division Playoffs semifinals here in the 2024 spring season. Larry Weaver and Andre Bomar bringing you all the coverage here at Dalton Stadium. If you like what we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm out. Foul committed there.
Both these teams, I mean, like I say, they're very, very much attacking teams, but they're chess-like as well. There's very high football IQ in these players that are on the field right now. Love how he just threw the ball forward
about 10 yards. Yeah, always try to get a little bit, but he's going to kick it back to Rodriguez. So
well, he's going to let that go. He didn't really
he
do that properly.
He didn't move it back, but we're going to let it go. Valenciano, again, he comes up a little bit limp with that challenge. He's talking to the sidelines. Costa, he loses possession there. Gives an opportunity. Cameron Chopa, he takes a shot. And that one's just going to lift past on the far side to go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I see.
You can already see the bench starting to move at Dalton United. Yeah, Valenciano going down.
That would be a big loss here if he's not able to continue.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with that knee, Dre, because he just keeps kind of.
The referee's holding off the physio, though. I think he's going to see if he can just.
And I think he just, he was like, yes, go ahead and sub him. You can see.
Yeah, they're preparing somebody.
It looks like number 9, Perez, is going to be the one that's going to be coming in for Valenciano as he's now limping back to the bench.
He's
sad to see.
Yeah. He's got to be frustrated. Yeah, he's going to. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah,
he's out.
And only coming in the 39th minute, it's going to be number 9, Perez, coming into, I believe. Oh, nope. Number 6, Ramirez is who came in. I saw Perez up, but it's going to be number 6, Ramirez, who's going to come into the match.
Yeah, Ramirez is a very lively player.
He's been in a lot of matches lately.
Yep.
Valenciano's been in and out throughout the season, just being one of the veterans of this squad.
I mean, this is a perfect game for Valenciano, though, because of the type of opponent that you're dealing with. You got the likes of Sumo and the large bodies, like Tiente.
Scissor challenge there by Bittencourt. It's going to earn him a yellow card. It's going to be the first yellow card for Dalton United. Bittencourt's going to get that in the 40th minute. Well, 39th is when it came, so we'll call it 39.
Yeah, getting close to halftime. I think both of these teams are going to want to get something done before the half, maybe another goal to take advantage and momentum into the half.
Especially when you have a guy like Tony Tiente who can do a set piece for you.
Boy, he's great from long range as well as Chopa. They can hit those long-range shots. Got to be careful.
Tiente sending it long into the box. Mendez able to grab it.
Oh, well done by Mendez. You got to be brave to come in for that ball.
Sumo was on his bottom side on the pitch when that ball was sent in. I don't know. Didn't see how he made his way onto the deck.
Yeah, a little hard to judge those 50-50 challenges when the ball is coming in that high. And people need to understand this is a contact sport.
Indeed. That ball making contact with the fence. It'll be a throw for Dalton United here in the 41st minute. Expect to see a few minutes of stoppage time, not much.
Yeah, we should see an indication right about the 45 or 45th minute.
Costa receives it, but he's closed down by 3 men, and Kalonji receive it. Chopa going back, sliding all the way over to Kamani Irving. He's going to come out of the back line, get it up to Diakite. He's looking for a path forward, gets around Costa. Going to elect to just lay it off. Tiente and Tachi sharing passes. Carr now. His pass is cut off by Villatoro. Perez comes on. There must have been another substitution, Dre, because Perez is on as well.
Yeah, I didn't see who went off.
But I'm not sure. I'll see if I can figure out who it was that came on.
Yeah, because I think we were looking at Valenciano's situation. We didn't notice if there was another
Tiente sending it long. He's able to get it to his teammate. But Rodriguez did just enough to see it out. Bittencourt also with a tap, and it rolls out. Will be a throw for Kalonji Pro-Profile. It looks like it may have been the goal scorer Perry that came out, number 16, because I don't see him on the pitch right now.
Yeah. We'll confirm that.
Costa cuts that off. Now, Dalton United on the attack. Perez, he dances around, gives it off to Saldana. Down the line to Villatoro. He's able to control it. Back to Saldana. Nice flick by Perez to Villatoro. Over and back. Perez hits the deck. Tiente trying to get around Hoitanda, does. Gets it forward. Going back to Irving, a little slow in that pass, but Kalonji able to triangle pass their way out of that. Controlled. Over to Tiente. Sent forward. Kalonji man receives it. Villatoro going to be a foul.
I don't know about that one.
That one, I don't know about that one as well, Dre.
It looks like the Kalonji player came across the Dalton player there.
Take a look here on it. You tell me, Dre.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now that I look at it again.
Yeah, that one's.
Which really shows you the skill set of the referees out here. They have to be able to catch that real time at normal speed. We have the benefit of replay, but it did look like it maybe the foot came out and took out the Kalonji player there as he came across. I thought it was the other way around. Tried to do it quickly there.
He wasn't ready.
Well, the referee is going to be the Lord here. So
yeah, center official wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, that's what counts.
We'll get to do it again. Tiente and Diakite over the ball. Let's see. Mendez trying to get his wall moving.
Dangerous position here. Tense moment.
You got
45th minute.
5 men on the wall. Center official having them come back to 10 yards. 4 standing. You got to have 1 laying down. This is right on the line of the box, so there's not any room to get this up and down. Diakite rips it off of the wall. The wall did their job.
Yep.
And it rolls out. It'll be a throw for Kalonji Pro-Profile. We're in the 45th minute.
2 minutes.
2 minutes of stoppage time is what our center official has given us. And I can tell you in the 69th minute, Matthew Dejani with a penalty, and it's 2-1. Atlanta United over Potros FC.
Huge turn of events there. Dejani was the Golden Boot last season.
He's had some opportunities to play with the twos.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you're successful with the academy, you can move on up, and that's what's happened to a lot of those players.
Mendez is going to send this long. Little bit of a flick from Perez, but right into Playtez's grasp. He was right on the line of the box when he grabbed that. Got to be careful. Don't want to end up with a silly handball foul as you grab the ball from outside of the box. 2 minutes of stoppage time is all we're going to get.
Tell you what, this half has just flown by. So much going on.
Got maybe about 30 seconds left. Knocked down was Sumo, but he's not going to receive a foul for that. Carr receives it, gets just a bit of a flick. Villatoro is going to knock him down, and Villatoro is going to get a yellow card for his troubles there.
Got to keep an eye on that for the second half. Some of these things might come into play.
And that was right at the break here, so that is probably going to come into a factor. And this will probably be the last opportunity here in this first 45. Tiente's going to take it quickly.
Well, they'll try to take one more crack at it here before the whistle blows.
That one deflected off of Saldana.
Tried to say handball, but I think it just came off of him, rebounded off.
Ramirez tried to get it past Diakite, not able to do it, but still got it up to Saldana. Kind of flicked right back into his possession. Hoitanda tried to get it to Ishizuki, but what a great cutoff by the Kalonji man. Hoitanda receives it, though. Gives him another opportunity. He's going to lay it off to Bittencourt. Back to Hoitanda.
Ooh.
Through into the box to Costa. One times it off the post.
Off the underside.
And that is going to be the last bit of the first half. Take a quick look at that one. Woo. We'll have to take a look at that one more time before we go to halftime, because that was an opportunity. Because you see this Hoitanda giving it to Bittencourt, and look at this ball that Hoitanda sends in.
Oh, nice ball in. Oh, one time the volley off the goal, gridiron goalpost, unfortunately.
And that one would have been nothing that Playtez would have been able to do, and that would have been
it was a
reflex goal right at the end of the half. So that is where we stand at Dalton United 1, Kalonji Pro-Profile 1. Just get some of your thoughts straight before we head off to halftime.
Largely a game that I kind of foresaw happening between these two. Very evenly matched, as we discussed before the game. And really, it's anybody's ball game right now. I think that Valenciano is going to be a big loss for Dalton as the game goes on. But there's plenty of cover that they have, and it's just I just can't wait to see what happens in the second half. I do wonder what Coach Kalonji, what kind of adjustments he might try to make, because they're doing very well going forward. It's just a matter of finishing and getting more chances.
Yeah, whoever, if it stands the way it is over at Marietta High School right now, whichever team wins here, they'll be the ones that may be, well, yeah, they would be the ones that would be home field, because they're 2 and 3, and Atlanta United is currently fourth.
Yeah.
So whoever, if Atlanta United can see that game out, it would be one of these two teams that would welcome the finals. Will it be Dalton United? Will it be Kalonji Pro-Profile? We'll find out in about 45 minutes plus this halftime of 15 minutes, give or take. So get yourself some popcorn and a nice drink and get ready, because we'll be back for the second 45 between Dalton United and Kalonji Pro-Profile. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for? For the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer. Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans, so they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer.
Welcome back to Dalton Stadium for this UPSL Georgia Premier Division Spring Season Playoffs Semifinals. Dalton United, Kalonji Pro-Profilee 1-1 is where we are at the half. I'm Larry Weaver. Alongside me is Andre Bomar for today's festivities. And really a good battle that first half, Dre, between these two squads.
Yeah, two teams very evenly matched, as we mentioned earlier. Both very dangerous going forward, both good on the ball and hold possession well. So it's really up for grabs right now. I think that one thing that we're going to be looking at here, Kalonji have done really well with Joao Costa and corralling him in that center attack. But with Valenciano getting Costa being
Take a look at the goal. Ishizuka tried to take a shot there. Sorry, Dre.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, just wondering with Valenciano being out, that was a nice, just fantastic goal there from Dalton. And an equally nice one from Sumo as he worked his way individually through. Got that return ball from Kalen and just slotted it in.
And we are back underway here for the second 45 between Dalton United and Kalonji Pro-Profile, thank you for coming along with us. Dalton United get us underway first. They are in their black ballistic sportswear with red stripes, tops, white shorts. They're moving from right to left. Kalonji Pro-Profile in their all-white kits moving from left to right. Don't really see much changes in both squads. There's going to be a foul committed by Ferraz.
And that was the one thing I was going to say earlier is with Valenciano out, we've had Ferraz come on. We've had the number 6, Jurgen Ramirez. What impact will that make in the second 45 minutes here? You know, and plenty of substitutes left for both sides, so they should be able to put fresh legs on as the game goes on.
Yeah, both benches deep for both of these squads. Whoever they look to be, whoever wins this match is going to look to be welcoming Atlanta United Academy for the finals to their home facility, as Atlanta United is still up on Potros 2-1, and it is in stoppage time in the second half. So only a few more minutes, and we could see Potros' season come to an end early. Foul committed there by Grant Carr on Villatoro.
I think whatever happens, though, with Potros, they've had a fantastic season, winning their first ever trophy.
Absolutely.
The Georgia Premier.
Potros FC, no matter what happens today, they can hold their head high. They had a fantastic spring season. Shocked all of us, including us as well here at ASMG. They really played quite well this spring season. We got to watch our first hands, the very first match of the season, Potros FC going to Shiloh Stadium to take on SSL FC, winning that match in stoppage time 1-0. And that pretty much was their season. They were able to fight through the entire season, and where a match looked like they may come out with a loss, they could find their way and get a draw late in the match.
Yeah, they consistently did that all season. I think that's the reason why they stayed near the top of the division all season long. Most really consistent team of all teams. That's why they won the division. And I think it's just one of those things that they're going to join. If they lose, now the game's not over yet, but if they do lose, they're going to gain a lot of experience, and they'll be able to take that into the next season. And who knows, they might be able to get it even better than what they did this season. But right now we have the matter of...
And nail coffins, as you can see, Atlanta United Academy, Stephen Herlock putting one into the back of the net past Cameron Verona. That seals it for Atlanta United, 3-1.
Wow.
And they will travel to either Dalton United or Dalton Stadium here. Shot taken, deflected. It'll be a corner for Dalton United. Atlanta United Academy will either travel here to Dalton Stadium like they did last spring season, or they will travel to Shiloh Stadium and take on one of these two teams in the Georgia Conference playoff finals.
Well, whatever the matchup, is setting up to be quite a final. And, of course, there's so much at stake because the winner of the division playoffs goes on to the Nationals, the Final 32.
And this season they will take on Mid-Atlantic right off the bat instead of Kentucky, Tennessee. Here comes an in-swinger from Dalton United. Saldana gets ahead on it. Ishizuki working against Sumo. He still has a chance. And Ishizuka is going to get called for the foul on Sumo.
Yeah, you can't expect him to call a penalty
no,
on that one.
That was asking a lot there.
Yeah.
Playtest gets us back underway.
Yeah, Kazuma's been fairly quiet this week, this game. He was a pivotal player last week against Georgia Revolution.
Nice ball for Kalonji, working down that far side, trying to get it to Kalen. Kalen receives it, goes back to Chopa. Chopa tries to put his laces through it and doesn't really make good contact, and it just rolls into Mendez's grasp.
Yeah, he tried
Cleared.
the first time that. Kalonji, typically a very strong second half team, as we found out last week against Georgia Athletic.
Yeah, Georgia Athletic looked absolutely stupendous the first 45, and then that second 45, Kalonji just, for whatever reason, just took that game over.
Well, I think you saw the gulf in experience, too, because Georgia Athletic, they seemed to panic when they lost the goal, and they just never really recovered. And then they lost all discipline later on with, I believe, 3 red cards.
Yes, 3 red cards at the end of that match. Mendez
mishandled.
almost spilled that one for an opportunity, but cleared by his defense. Ball back into play, and it's going to be a foul. Carr was fouled. No yellow for
talking to here, yeah.
Perez. He's just going to get a nice conversation. That Division I match that's going on, FC Columbus Elite, they only have a 3-2 lead over Fountain City FC.
Fountain City trying to hang on there, have a chance.
It's got
advance.
12 minutes plus stoppage time in that match. Deep in stoppage time. There's already 7 minutes of stoppage time going on down at Marietta High School. Sumo headed it. Tachi! And
wow,
he just gets that one completely wrong. That shows you why he's a center back.
Yeah, I could say that's why he's in the center of defense and not a center forward.
Because he
Got
just
that
kind
all wrong.
of, yeah. I don't think he could have gotten that one much wronger. And yes, that's a new word, wronger. That's
Yeah,
a new
I like
word.
that. It works for me.
Bittencourt, he's going to send it forward to Ferez. He's going to, nice ball, but Ishizuka cannot get there to receive it. Good thought from Dalton United there.
Yeah,
You can see Ishizuka saying, let's increase the pace.
Yeah, he wants to keep that press on, put the pressure on, now that the ball is down in the deep part of the defense here.
And that is going to do it down at Marietta High School. All Atlanta United Academy step away with a 3-1 win over Potros FC.
Atlanta United, of course, is always going to be a tough opponent. The pedigree that they have, of course, and now they're in the final. Atlanta United might have a first opportunity to get to the Nationals, something they've never done.
Yeah, they've won the regular season. They never won the playoffs.
Yeah. So they're 1 game away from that now. But it's not going to be easy. Either one of these teams is going to be formidable.
Not at all, Dre. You know and I know that it's one thing to get to this point, and it's another to get to the next. Good battle there in the midfield. Kalonji Pro-Profilee win the throw.
Yeah, it looks like there's some controversy down there in the end of that game there. Atlanta United and Potros, always a lot of emotion when so much is at stake.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey, that's football. Always a lot of passion. That's one thing, though, you know, in a pro development league like this, you got to learn how to lose gracefully as well. Here we go down this right side, though.
Good movement into the box, slide across, taken down between Ishizuka and number 13, Demise. Demise, a little bit of the worse for the wear in that opportunity.
On that approach, did you see Ishizuka? He went in for a slide tackle, went down, got right back up, and still was able to challenge to clear that ball out.
And that's one of the things that we always say about players, getting right back up, being able to get back into the opportunity.
Yeah, that's the way you have to do it. Ishizuka's a very, very pacey player. But that's one of the things I've seen with him is that he's usually all over. He's got a little bit of a roaming role because he's very much into the attack down this left wing, but you see him tracking back in defense as well.
It looks like Dalton United have a substitution geared up, ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to see a few more subs come in this half from both sides, I'm going to guess. Short.
Kalonji trying to do something with that throw in. Demise, the player that was down, he takes down Costa.
That's incident. I don't think there was anything into it. They're trying to make
a meal of it, so to speak.
It was a bad challenge, but nothing malicious. And even the referee's like, just calm down, guys. Everybody looks for an advantage.
Indeed.
I think we'll see Costa with a miraculous recovery here in just a moment.
Yeah.
It's part of the game, unfortunately. Yeah, Costa's going to come off.
And it's, yep, Costa's the one. And we have a substitution geared up for both sides.
Yeah, that's what I say. We're going to see some fresh legs come in.
Costa's his day is done. And he was replaced. Let's see if I can. Bittencourt's going to get us back underway. Just trying to get confirmation on the replacement. In play by Bittencourt, headed back away by Kalonji. Back in from Saldana. And it was
yeah, I didn't see who came on, Larry. Myself.
It was number 19 who came on. There's a nasty challenge.
Came in through the back of the man, Bittencourt did.
And I believe Bittencourt's already on a yellow. If he gets a card, he's off.
He's gotten a talking to, but that's the referee's the final warning, as he says. And I do not know what he's arguing about because that was a textbook foul.
Look at it right here.
Coming through the back. Yeah, he just took his legs out from under him. That's
chopped him down like a redwood.
He's taking a real chance. Like you say, Larry, he's already on a yellow. Last thing you want to do is let your own team down by putting them down to 10 men for silly challenge. Like there was no reason to go in like that.
And a substitution coming on for Kalonji. It looks like Demise's day is done.
Yeah, Sumo's really struggling there.
It's gonna take everything in the world to get Sumo off of the pitch.
Yeah.
It looks like Daniel Tomasi is going to be the one that's going to be coming on for Kalonji, Pro-Profile. Demise is done.
Kalonji with an opportunity here. Put this ball into play into an attacking position. Sumo looks a little bit better there, but he's still limping a bit. Takes his place.
We'll have to see who is 19. Headed, and that one's out. It'll be a corner for Kalonji Pro-Profile. That was Mizuki Saka, number 19, who came on for Dalton United. Saika.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if we got all of the roster for Kalonji.
I can guarantee that is the fact because I do not have any of the substitutions. Taken short. Headed into the box. Back in was Tachi. Cleared away by Dalton United. That was some much-needed defense there for Dalton United. Diakite hits the dirt. Again, he did that in the first half.
That ball was lingering in that box.
Hoitanda taken down. He's going to be fouled.
Game's getting a little bit of spice about it now.
Dalton United trying to work out of the back.
Kalonji looks like they're trying to force the issue here now. They're pressing a lot better, a lot more.
Bittencourt got it up to Hoitanda. He keeps it in play.
Good job keeping it in.
Nice ball. Look at this one. Dalton United, he lays it off. Ishizuka gets there, and he's going to get fouled, but he's back up.
Still got it on the right side.
Saldana not going to get it to Ishizuki. That was some wild play there.
Great opportunity there for Dalton.
Bittencourt. Perez slides it over to Saldana. Saldana's going to try to come through the gears. Elects to come back. Slides it over to Hoitanda. Great ball to Hoitanda. He's looking to get around Diakite. He's able to, but Diakite is just a step in front of him and holds that ball off. Kalen is going to clear it for Kalonji Pro-Profilee.
Nicely played out by Kalonji there.
Kalonji is,
no,
and a foul going to be committed there.
Again, they go after the ankles there, Sumo.
Chopping the big man down.
Like I say, the spice is kind of coming up now with this game.
And that's going to be Saldana that received that yellow card in the 62nd minute.
Larry, it just seems like both of those challenges on Sumo are really needless challenges.
Indeed.
Just wasteful yellow cards. Well-deserved yellow cards. The referee has done a great job in this match today. In a difficult situation, both of these teams who have a, sort of a reputation for being emotional, so that might become a factor as this game goes on.
Yeah. 63 minutes in, 1-1 between Kalonji Pro-Profilee and Dalton United. Ishizuka cuts that pass off.
Good hustle.
Lays it off to Saldana. Looking for a path forward is Perez. He finds one in the newly entered Saika. Tried to give and go, not going to get it. Sumo trying to give it to Tiente. A little bit of behind him.
Good
and you see there just a little bump between the players. It's getting saucy out there.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Good touch by Chopa.
Yeah, that was a nice little trap.
Diakite.
I don't know what the over and under is on both of these teams finishing with 11 men, but
yes, it's looking dangerous for both squads so far. That
nice
they
ball.
are not going to be able to. Hoitanda. Beautiful ball to aim from Perez. Slides it across. Shot taken, saved.
Took a hair too long.
Sumo putting his body on the line to save that one for Kalonji Pro-Profilee.
Beautiful approach play, though. Only missing the final ball.
Saldana back to Bittencourt and to Rodriguez. Dalton United trying to turn up the play, trying to make Kalonji Pro-Profilee uncomfortable. Another substitution coming on for Dalton United. It looks like Hoitanda's day is going to be done. And it looks like Joseph Samuel is going to replace Kalen Kalonji. Another substitution coming on for Kalonji. And Bittencourt who is going to be coming off. Originally, it looked like it was going to be Hoitanda was making his way, but it is Bittencourt who is replaced by number 23.
I think that's a wise substitution.
Indeed, I think it's. I think that comes from the foul, comes from the yellow card.
The yellow card.
It was going to be Hoitanda, but I think Kiko made the right choice there.
It's too dangerous because Bittencourt is going to get involved in a lot of the play and defense, and you don't want that to happen. Boy, I tell you what, it's a barn burner down there in Columbus. Now 4-3 to Cumulus Elite in the 92nd minute there.
And that is the second Saldana, number 23, coming on.
One of the three brothers on this team for Dalton.
Here comes a long throw from Dalton United. Hold up. Going to have a little conversation.
The whistle came first.
A little bit of a conversation from the center ref on the two teams battling there in the box.
Referee's going to keep control of this game.
Like I said, watch for these long throws from Dalton United. It's almost like a corner.
Yeah, they do a really good job of using that as a weapon.
Long direct throw, and it's going to be knocked out. Will be a corner for Dalton United. Great opportunity here for Dalton United to find their way on the plus side of the board. Hoitonda is going to be another in-swinger. Into the box, bounces through and out. Hoitonda back in, and that's just going to roll out for a goal kick.
Try to put it in with some spice.
Both of these two teams pulling off of their bench, trying to get through these last 23 minutes, come out with a victory, not have to go to extra time. Conversation's going to be had with the.
Look at that ball, I think.
With the ball, I think that one is missing a few PSI.
Yeah. Don't want that one.
TNT will receive the score UPSL ball. Just verify it with the center official. It will be a drop ball. We're back underway. 67 minutes have passed. Here at Dalton Stadium, currently 1-1 between Kalonji Pro-Profilee and Dalton United. Dalton United got it underway early. Number 16, Zach Perry, scoring in the 11th minute.
Beautiful goal from Zach Perry.
Anthony Sumo scoring in the 23rd minute for Kalonji Pro-Profilee. Hoitonda cuts that off right at center circle of Saldana. He gives it back to Hoitonda. Good ball forward. Cut off by Kamani Irving. That was a much needed cutoff there by Kamani Irving, as that ball had eyes for the back of the net. Number 12 had a direct shot on goal there. Believe number 12 could be Nicholas Kuna, who came on. Final is there in Columbus. Fountain City fall in the playoffs.
Yep, 4-3. They got the wrong score up on their graphic, but
yeah, 4-3. Fountain City, man, they played really well in Division I. We'll see if maybe they have an opportunity to find their way into the Premier Division.
Yeah, there will be a little bit of a realignment done in the offseason, done by the league. So we'll see if there are any more spots that will be added. But right now, it's just going to be the playoff that determines that second promotion spot.
Kamani Irving laying it to TNT, and he gives it right back to him. Tachi receives it. Tachi, he's trying to go long to Sumo. Sumo trying to take it on the run. Able to control it. Lays it off for Tomasi. Tomasi deflected. Shot taken right into the grasp of Mendez. Number 20 for Kalonji Pro-Profilee just didn't have anything on that shot, and it just rolled into Mendez's grasp.
So close.
Some of the Kalonji Pro-Profilee squad we do not have names for, so unfortunately you're just going to get numbers for a couple players. And offsides by Dalton United. That one good setup by the Kalonji defense.
Thought he had made the run correctly there, but he was a step off.
Gives us a chance to thank some of our sponsors. Thank Images Frozen in Time. If you have a event, whether it be a wedding, a sporting event, or just a expo, and you need professional photography, look no farther than Images Frozen in Time. Also, Ballistic Sportswear. Not only do they cover Dalton United today with their kit, but they also cover our polos that we wear here at ASMG. BallisticSportswear.com.
Oh, nice work there, Kalonji.
Kalonji trying to find their way out, able to do so, get it over here to Diakite. He's trying to work around Saldana. Is able to get it forward to Tiente. Tiente gives it to and back. Number 20 takes a shot. Saved by Mendez off the line.
Oh, my gosh. Off the top of the
Somehow, some way, he caught that out of the back of the net.
Save
Great
of the
work
season.
by the keeper.
Save of the season. He had to do it a couple of times, too. He had help from his defender to keep that out.
Look at this ball, Dre.
Oh.
Up in the air, and he jumps again, cleared away by him and Rodriguez.
Yes, yeah. That follow-up by Rodriguez was critical as well, because it could have still gone in.
It's going to be an in-swinger for Kalonji. Grabbed by Mendez. A little bit of a foul, and he's going to push Carr, and he's going to find himself with a yellow card probably.
Reached in his pocket, the referee.
Can't push away. Carr, he's like, it doesn't matter. You can't.
Got to keep your head.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if he fouled you or not. You got to keep your head.
He's having a little talk with him. I don't think he didn't show him any plastic, I don't think.
No, he did not. I thought he was going to show.
He went into his pocket. I think he
Carr might get lucky and get out of this without getting a card, because he looked like he was going to card Carr for the foul, but because of Mendez, he put it back in his pocket, and both of the players get out of it with no penalty, no foul called for
Larry,
him.
that's good refereeing.
Yes.
I mean, he looked at the situation, and, he wants to keep all the players on if he can. He had a little talk with them, give him a warning, give him an opportunity.
Tomasi trying to get it to Diakite, not able to do so. Rodriguez, the man that helped out Mendez with that foul, tried to clear it out for Dalton. Diakite still has it. Number 20 has really been a thorn in their side since coming on. Sumo trying to earn a foul. He's got to be lucky he doesn't end up getting
for diving.
a diving there, as that was what Tiente was second carded and red carded for, was for diving back in the last game of the regular season. Long ball sent out by Dalton. 74 minutes we have passed, and it is really getting interesting here at Dalton Stadium.
Remember, extra time is a possibility here, as well as penalties, spot kicks to decide the winner. There will be a winner tonight.
Atlanta United Academy, I'm sure, are sitting watching this match in the locker room, trying to see who they are going to face come next week.
Yeah, Atlanta United
Good
going to be on
ball.
the road again.
Kalonji Pro-Profilee maintained possession. Tachi slides it over to Chopa and back to Tachi. He's looking for somewhere to go. He's going to have to just elect to work it back to Pletez. Kamani giving it to Tiente as he comes all the way back in the back line. Good little touch there by number 20, but he slams right into Tomasi. Sumo is not able to receive that ball. Mendez clears it. Tiente. Long clearance by Kamani Irving. In the center circle. Hoytanda, or no, that's number 12 that won that ball. Playtez. Gives it to Samuel. And that's one of the things you can say about this Kalonji Pro-Profile team, Dre, is when you have somebody like Joseph Samuel that can come off the bench for your midfield, a guy that is a wirely veteran, been around for a long time, controls and maintains that midfield for Kalonji Pro-Profile.
Yeah, they're too deep in every position, it seems.
Mendez heads that one away and heads it again. He definitely playing with a thin line there. That's whew. It's not even 4th of July yet, but he's playing with the fireworks.
He got away with it, but boy, that was dangerous, I'll say.
Foul committed by Hoitanda on Chopa. We got a substitution gearing up for, or no, he's going to call hydration break.
Yep, time for that hydration.
Hydration break for these two squads.
77th minute now. Still 1-1. Extra time looming in the near.
Yeah, I think we might not be able to get out of this one without a little bit of stoppage time here, Dre, because as it stands right now, not looking like either squad is going to they want to pull away.
It's just one of those things. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Right now, they again, just like the first half, they both look threatening going forward. They're getting close. You see that great save by Mendez earlier with Rodriguez knocking it off of the line at the last minute, but that could have gone in. Same thing at the other side, the other end.
Yeah, we'll go back. Let's see if I can queue up.
And while you're queuing that up, we do.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, I got a message in that they did make it official. Atlanta United are going to advance to the division final next week against one of these two teams that are playing in front of us today.
That'll be interesting to see, because could this be the opportunity for Atlanta United? And they one of the things to note, their coach has moved on.
Yeah, Coach Davey, I believe, is going on to Mercer University to coach there. I believe it's Mercer.
Yes.
Apologize if I got that wrong, but yeah, he's that's the thing. Just like the pro development situation for the players, it's also that way for the coaches as well as the referees. Looking to get to the next level. When you're successful, you're a wanted person.
Getting ready for that free kick. Tomasi is over the ball. Clear up, not able to get that cleared. Sumo
Joe.
Into the box. Oh, Tiente did not get that right. That was a fantastic opportunity for Kalonji Pro-Profile there.
I would have put money on Tiente just burying that when the ball came in from Sumo from the left. He was in perfect situation. He had a little room too, but just couldn't get his foot wrapped around it correctly.
See, mistake there by Rodriguez is what led to this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, that was on him. I thought it might have been deflected, but he just hit it out.
Sent long. It's going to allow Tachi to receive it. We'll see who is going to win here between Dalton United and Kalonji Pro-Profile. These two teams met in the regular season, was a 1-1 draw. Back to Mendez.
Oh, kind of a lazy
mistake
clearance there.
Another little clip there. Ever since he came into this game, number 20 for Kalonji Pro-Profile has just been a nuisance and just been in the right place at the right time for Kalonji Pro-Profile.
Yeah, that's a couple of decisions here in the last few minutes from Mendez that really put the situation in questionable area because he allowed the attacker to come in and have an opportunity to make a difference.
Send forward, cleared back by Tachi to Samuel. Over here to number 20. Cleared out by Saldana. And we have another substitution for Kalonji Pro-Profile.
Try to see if we can get any.
It
other
looks
results.
like it's going to be Sumo who's coming off, and he is not happy about it one bit.
No, but he is still limping too, and I think Coach Bruno is going to take some precautions. You know, we're getting to the nitty-gritty part of this game, and you know, you want to have everybody at 100%. As we roll down with less than 10 minutes of regular time, we'll see how much.
And you know, Sumo is one of those players that wants to be in the game no matter what.
Yeah,
so
if he was on crutches, he'd still want to play.
Yeah. And the offside's there. And this is one of the differences, you know, it's these guys have been able to play the majority of this regular season without Coach Bruno on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think, you know.
So he sees something that, you know, is different than what they've seen all through the regular season.
I think that's a testament to the success of Kalonji this season, that even without their skipper on the sidelines, they still managed to enter the playoffs as a third seed.
Carr clears that ball. Newly entered number 26. Not able to get that ball to the on runner. Diakite, I believe, is who that was. Here's an opportunity for Dalton United. That ball behind the man. Samuel is able to see that ball over to Tachi, who gives it to Camden Chopa. Tiente. Kalonji man's able to work around two defenders, but he cannot get the pass forward to Tiente. Saldana cuts it off. Making his way through the gears, getting it over to Ishizuka. He's now on the march towards the box, cleared away by Kamani Irving. Hoitanda, good settle of the ball. Gets it up to Ishizuka, trying to give it back to Hoitanda, and he does. Working through it, sliding across. Ooh. Kamani Irving almost own goal there. Cleared away by Irving again.
Oh, my goodness.
It is just going back and forth, both sides, really giving it all they have.
Nice
Ishizuka, just the level of play on these two squads is really at the highest level right now, Trey.
Yeah, no, there's so much going on. I mean, it seems like it should go to extra time with the way the clock is looking now, but I wouldn't be against any of these teams getting a goal late here.
Long ball, switch, far side, still has control of it, lays it off. Ramirez, he's going to elect to slide it over to Villatoro. Back to Rodriguez and Saldana. He lifts it forward to Ferez.
He's done it. He's found him.
Ishizuka. He hits it. And headed. Still in play. Offside.
Offside, yeah. The first ball.
That first ball over there for the header, that was where the offsides was. You can see here, Dre.
Yeah, you see him stray.
Right.
Yeah, he's a step off there. It looks from this angle. I mean, we're not at a great angle, but
yeah, we're here in the press box.
Got another
play test gets us back underway. Another substitution. It looks like, or no, that's a coach coming over and having a conversation.
Yeah, got another.
You can
D1.
I can see the yellow, what looks like a yellow penny, but it's a Dalton United assistant coach.
Sure. Yeah, he's got a yellow polo shirt on.
Looks like a penny. Tiente, he cuts that pass off. Number 20 has it. Gives it to Samuel. Samuel directing traffic. Over on the far side, Diakite. Through the gears, into the box. And that one's going to get knocked out. Will be a corner, though.
Unbelievable. Another D1 playoff result. Atlanta Fire South have defeated AFC Lightning 2-1 in another elimination game, quarterfinals in the Division I promotion playoff.
It's going to be Tiente who's going to take this. It'll be an in-swinger. Into the box, punched away.
Missed it.
And he got just a touch on it. But the man on the back post clears it out for Dalton, but still a chance. Deflected, headed back in, saved. What a save by the keeper. Mendez had to get that right. He has had an absolute stupendous second half.
Mendez has had a blinder today. So far.
See, great ball there by Tachi. He sends it in, headed. Again, number 20 was right there.
It's a game of inches.
And it's going to be another corner for Tiente to take. This one's going to be an outswinger. To the back post. Headed. Foul going to be committed. Into the 88th minute. It is still 1-1. Dalton United and Kalonji Pro-Profile. We are eking our way towards stoppage time and extended time.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the center official, well, the fourth official says for time here.
We only had 2 minutes of stoppage time in the first half.
We haven't had that. We've had the water break and not very much else.
Car flying over Saika, number 19. But it rolls out. It'll be a throw. Again, this is that little positive, this is that little secret weapon that Dalton United have. Dalton United is the center ref is asking the player to move back a few yards.
He's still trying to take a couple of steps forward, though.
That's what you do as a player. You try to gain every inch you can. Here comes the throw. Not straight into Saldana's foot. Wasn't directly into the box, but into it. Ishizuka cleared out by Tachi. Still have it. Saldana turns, tries to take the shot. Deflected. Now here comes Kalonji Pro-Profile. Can they attack? Foul committed. But it's going to be called
is it a throw in or is it a foul?
I think it is going to be considered a foul on Diakite.
Yeah,
we have a substitution geared up, ready to come in for Dalton United. Looks like it's going to be Ishizuka's end of the day. He's coming off, high-fiving everybody. Ishizuka, or I should say Diakite, has stayed down. And let's see.
Intense. We are in the 90th minute here. Let's see what the
number 3 is who came on for. Number 3 is who came on for. That's Wyndham who came on for Dalton. Let's see. 90th minute, folks. How much stoppage time are we going to get? Are we going to see extended time? I think it
looks like we're destined to get that extended time.
Yeah, I think the over-under is quite high on extended time. Long ball trying to get it to Chopa, but cut off. Tachi sees that ball out. Foul going to be committed.
Referee's like, get up.
Yeah, and he's like, can I get a yellow card? 2 minutes of stoppage time.
2 minutes.
Only 2 minutes is what the center ref is asking for stoppage time. Sent long by Irving, cut off. United. Dalton United on the march. Past halfway, over to Perez. He's able to just ink it forward. Got it to number 12. Shot taken, deflected, and it's out. It's deflected. It will be a corner for Dalton United.
That deflection almost put it in.
And that ball had eyes for the back of the net.
Dalton fans trying to urge their players on here in the dying seconds.
You see here, he's just able to get it forward, receives it, and when he takes that shot,
nice shot,
right off of Kamani Irving.
Good to get turned and get a good amount of power behind that shot.
It's going to get Hoitanda's taking his time as this is getting close to the end of regulation.
Got another minute or so of the given extra time.
Will be an outswinger, or in-swinger, excuse me, from Hoitanda. Into the box, headed around, still in play, cleared.
Oh, can you believe it?
That one almost made its way into the back of the net, and I think that was one of those ones where the Dalton United player was so excited that the ball was in his possession that he didn't pull the trigger fast enough.
Yeah, he just needed a touch. It's pushed down.
And there's a knockdown. We'll give an opportunity for Dalton United. Tachi is the one that committed that foul for Kalonji Pro-Profilee. Dalton United, as they always do, turning up the screws late in the match. You see here, just able to extend himself was Valenciano. And it's going to be...
This may be the last action of the regulation time. We're played the two given extra minutes.
Center official right there. He's ready. There's a little bit of activity going on
Little
over there.
argy-bargy there. Handbags, really. Oh, there's a card coming out.
Yeah, Tachi just – sometimes Tachi doesn't know when to control himself.
Yeah, he has anger management issues sometimes. The referee's going to have a talk with him. He's trying to walk away, Tachi.
And a yellow card issued to the veteran.
And they need to, I think the yellow's going to go the other way as well. And I think they need to really keep their heads. They still have extra time looming here.
Villatoro.
Another yellow.
And I think Saldana as well.
Yeah, I think that might be for dissent.
Saldana, number 23, and Villatoro. Well, Villatoro, he was already on a yellow, so he doesn't need one. I think good thing that Saldana is the one that's going to receive that.
This is probably going to be the last action of regulation time before we get to the extra time periods.
Hoitanda will be the one that's going to take this.
Gotta say, the referee has been spot on today.
It's going to be an outswinger from Hoitanda. Laid it off. Up, here's an opportunity for Kalonji Pro-Profilee. Moving forward is number 20. What a wonderful
clutch
step there by Rodriguez to cut that pass off. Good ball. Perez across over to Rodriguez, the man that started this. And that is going to do it for regulation, folks. We are going to go to extra time here at Dalton Stadium, and it is going to be interesting to say the least, Dre.
Yeah, I mean, what a flourish there at the end. Could have gone either way on both sides of the field, back and forth here. But we will get 2 extra time periods of 15 minutes each. And if it's still tied after that, we go to penalties to decide who goes on and plays Atlanta United. So,
2 15-minute halves. If there will be no golden goal after those 2 15-minute halves. If we're still tied, we will go to the penalty spot. We must have a winner. It's going to be interesting, Dre. You know, it's who do we feel is kind of got the momentum?
I can't. There's not a lot separating each one of these. Each team seems to have a lot of gumption going forth in attack. They look threatening both sides. They both are possessing the ball very well. It's just an evenly matched game, and I think it's going to be – it could go down to a mistake in defense, which we've seen here in the last few minutes. But either team's not been able to take advantage of that to put it in the back of the net. So still remains 1-1. It'll be interesting to see how Kiko and Coach Bruno, how they approach extra time, because, you're going to be tense. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to leave yourself open in the back. So what does that mean to your strategy?
Indeed.
There's so much at stake here. And whoever wins this game will have home field advantage. Atlanta United's going to have to travel to either Dalton or to Shiloh and Snellville for the final next week. And what a game that's going to be. Whoever wins this game, that's going to be a fantastic final.
Yeah, whoever comes away with this one it's going to be a final for the ages. That, like we said, that final here last spring with Dalton United and Atlanta United Academy that went to extra time, that match was just amazing. And just wait. You're going to get just about the same here.
Yeah, anybody that wants to go see that, we still have it on the ASMG YouTube channel there in the full game as well as the highlights. That game was fantastic. Probably one of the best UPSL games I've ever seen. For drama, for skill, and we could have a rematch of that game here. But yeah, so there's a lot to play for. Of course, with the final next week, Atlanta United is going to play one of these two teams. The winner of that game will enter into the national playoff picture, and along with 31 other teams, will vie to go on to the final, which will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this season. And so there's quite a lot of
we tried, folks.
We
tried to get the finals here in Atlanta like it was in the 2020 season, and just didn't go our way.
Got the coin toss over here now for extra time.
We'll see who is going to.
But yeah, it's so much going on now. Division I, their drama is trying to, see who's going to earn their spots in the Premier Division for next season. That's what the Division I playoffs are all about. The LSA Pro has already booked their place in the Premier Division for next season. Now we're going to see who else is going to do it. And there is going to be a slight realignment as well, and so there's going to be a little bit more discussion about the second. If there's going to be any more places given to Division I teams for the Premier, so that's still something that's going to be a discussion. But for right now, you can guarantee yourself by winning the playoffs.
Because that's one of the things where we've had some conversations with some of the teams where there are some UPSL teams that rely so heavily on their college ranks, and those players are moving on to their college, their college season in that fall season, and they're not able to play. And that was one of the things that UMA suffered last fall when they came into the Premier Division, where Tony Kim and a couple of their main guys weren't able to play until late in the season. So they were basically playing with a U19 team and a little bit younger for a couple of their players at the beginning of that fall season last year. And you could see they started right off the bat, had to play Atlanta United, had to play Dalton United, and they just suffered 3 defeats in a row right off the top of the season, and it looked like they were going to find their way back relegated as quickly as they got moved up, but they were able to ride the tide, hold on and stay in it, made it into the playoffs this year, and did a good job. I think Coach Andrew has a good thing going there at UMA. He's going to that team is actually going to be in the in some other games here in the summer.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they continue to do, as they prepare for whatever they're going to do in the fall season.
Well, I think you depend on college players at your peril because they are going to be limited in their ability to play for your team. So if you have a lot of college players, and I think that's something North Georgia ran into a lot for this season, why they did so poorly. They had college players that were going to be the cornerstone of their team that left early on in the season, and it left them with a lot of their D1 players having to come up to, play in the Premier, and that really affected them. Legends FC is another one. Very heavily laden
Coach
with college
Wozniak
players. Yeah.
really suffered with all those college players.
Yeah, and when you lose them, you lose a lot of skill set that can keep you in the division. So, it's one of those things you have to play very carefully. You might need to balance out your squad with players that are not, committed to college.
And you can see there on the screen, 84 degrees. It was 92 at kickoff.
And surely a lot hotter down there on that artificial turf.
Dalton United, last-minute conversations, just getting prepared. Kalonji Pro-Profilee there at the line. This is where the gamesmanship comes in between these two teams. They've been doing it throughout the entire match. Kalonji players trying to stretch, stay loose.
Yeah, that's the other thing is how physically well are these players going to be now going into extra time? That's going to be a factor. They still have, I didn't count maybe you have, Larry, I didn't count how many substitutes were left for each side.
Not many. I'd say 1 or 2 at most.
Yeah, so I'm sure that all 7 for both sides are going to have to be used at one time or before the end of this. But if it gets to spot kicks, you got to take that into account too.
Into extended time we go.
2 15-minute periods here.
Kalonji Pro-Profilee got us underway. Again, remember, Kalonji Pro-Profilee are in the all-white kits. They're moving from right to left. Dalton United in their ballistic sportswear kits. Black with red stripe tops and white shorts. Kamani Irving coming out of the back, sending it forward, but Diakite not there. And this is where the man that's on the bench, Anthony Sumo, is really, really upset with Coach Bruno because I'm sure he feels like he could see this match out with a victory for Kalonji Pro-Profilee.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, you're walking around with a big limp on. It's not going to be impressive to the coaching staff when you're trying to get into extra time and everything that comes with that. Boy, that's a robust challenge there.
Able to come away with the ball was Dalton United. Kamani, that was a bit of a elbow to the face there on Wyndham. Took it like a champ. Saldana.
They did not shrink out of those challenges.
Saldana gives it back.
He's offside, yeah.
And he is offside. Good eye there.
Yeah. Waiting to see how this pace develops in this first period of the extra time.
Tachi's going to give it over to Irving. The one thing that will be a factor as we come into it, and we talked about it early in this match, Dre, is going to be those yellow cards for both squads.
Yeah, that is another factor.
Going to have to play as soft as you can to not see a second one issued. Villatoro, he was able to give that over to Ferraz. He threw it into the box, but lifted it up and over, but no one there to receive it.
Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of here in this first period of the extra time. There's a lot of the sharpness is gone, and I think there's a little bit of fear of not trying to give away too much. So
Yeah, both squads are probably going to play a very park the bus type of mentality and just try to see these 30 minutes out and get to – if we don't have anything within the first 10 minutes of the second time, then it's just going to see it out for the penalties.
it's just so evenly matched. Neither team was going to want to give away anything.
Both of these teams with so many awards in their trophy cabinet.
Yeah, these are two championship quality teams.
No matter who wins, they're going to represent UPSL Georgia Conference in that finals. Long ball from Irving. Rodriguez heads it over to Saldana. He clears it. Will be a throw. Again, just stellar work by the referee tonight.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with the referee.
Thomas Pregame. He has overseen a fantastic match here.
Yeah, this is the kind of match that could get out of hand real quick with two very emotional sides, but he's done a great job of keeping everything under wraps.
Throw in for Dalton United, controlled by Wyndham, at least for a second. Chopa got it back, though, was Dalton. Wyndham up to Ferez. Go back to Hoitanda. Over to Saldana. 19 has it. Headed. Oh, that one almost found its way in, Dre.
I almost yelled goal there when I saw it come across the face of goal. Great opportunity. Just couldn't get that header directed correctly.
You see this ball come in, Dre. It's absolutely perfectly timed. He heads it, and Ferez had some power to it.
I think he had play test beat, too.
Kalonji Pro-Profilee. Go all the way back to the captain. Carr. Kamani sends it long. Received, but lose possession.
Slowly turn into a chess match here. Kalonji still trying to press a little bit. Dalton's done well to get out of that.
They're working on it, trying to get it forward, able to receive it, lays it off, trying to get it to Rodriguez, and that one will be knocked out. It will be a throw. Again, this is something that Dalton United is so dangerous with, is these throws deep in Kalonji's half.
Exactly where they want to be, too, right here. He's setting up for a long throw here. Is that one of the Saldana brothers there?
It is one of the Saldanas. Hernan Saldana that's going to take this. We've seen him put one in so beautifully before. Here it comes. It bounces through. And somehow, but Wyndham is going to get called for a foul.
Yeah, push, I believe.
As they were fighting for position there. Quickly taken by Henry Playtez. Back into motion is Kalonji Pro-Profilee. Remember, this is only a 15-minute half, and then we will do it again. So we will go to 1:05 on your screen, plus stoppage time, if there is any.
Boy.
Diakite able to control it, works around one man. Round two, shot taken, saved by Mendez. Mendez has had an unbelievable match tonight, Dre.
Mendez has been a beast in goal for Dalton. I mean, so far he's my man of the match.
Definitely has to be the man of the match for this game because he has had some unbelievable saves throughout this whole entire match, especially some of those saves in the second half where Kalonji could have come away with a victory.
Yeah, he's made all the difference. He's kept out several that could have put Kalonji ahead.
And there's going to be a foul committed, and it's going to be a ball for Dalton United. I believe it was Tomasi who committed the foul, and indeed it was. Coach Bruno's asking why, as you would.
Coach Bruno himself on the yellow card.
Yeah, so he's got to be careful. Wyndham receives it. Trying to work his way around Tachi, loses possession. Tiente receives it. He sends it forward. Diakite, nasty little slide challenge there by Huatanda. Doesn't get to him, but just enough to stop him. Great ball across, has to be cleared out by Rodriguez. That'll be a throw.
Now it's Kalonji's chance to put in some dangerous crosses here.
It is getting nerves of steel for these guys, Dre. It is just the intensity is just so high for both of these squads.
That's the thing you notice about both of these teams, a lot of experience. These guys are not panicking.
Not at all. Grant Carr with the ball into the box, headed away by Saldana. Chopa sends it back in, kicked away by Rodriguez. Tachi. Ball cut off by Dalton. Samuel just working his way through those back line for Dalton. That was beautiful. Ball lifted in. Tiente. Oh, and he just doesn't get that right, Trey. Of all people, Tiente was on an absolute perfect run there.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those when he's come in and just couldn't connect properly to put the ball in front of net. He's in the 6-yard box there, but couldn't connect with it to direct it into the goal.
Getting ready to hit the 1:01 mark. Be 5 minutes of regulation plus stoppage time. Mendez about ready to get us back underway. Long ball sent forward.
Oh,
just a heavy collision. And that is going to be a second yellow for Villatoro, and it will be a red card.
I think this might even be a straight
or
red.
Yeah, it could be just a straight red.
He's waiting for him to get up.
Yeah, he's waiting for him to get up. And Villatoro, he's gonna wait as long as he can. Dalton United are going to have to play a man down
for the rest
going
of
forward. We have 5 minutes, well, give or take 5 minutes and of regulation in this one, and another 15 minutes.
Yeah, the trainer's out there.
Do have to check on him because it was a head injury. And straight red is going to be issued to Villatoro. Even Villatoro, after all that, it's like, what? Why?
Well, I don't know if we have it, but it was somewhat of a reckless challenge coming through. And that's the thing you got to be careful of, this time of the game. They're just going to walk him off the field. He was going to talk to him. The trainer's still there with him. The Dalton crowd is not very happy.
Not happy at all, definitely so. We think you apologize for some of the
language,
saucy language that you're hearing.
In English and Spanish, I believe.
So, red card issued to Kevin Villatoro in the 1:01 of this match.
So how does that change the game?
3 minutes of regulation plus stoppage time in this first of the two 15-minute extended times. Still 1-1 between Kalonji Pro-Profilee and Dalton United FC. Ball lifted forward from Tony Tiente. Headed away by Dalton. Here's a run by Dalton. A little bit of
it up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of a misconnection He sends it forward. Diakite is going to see that ball out. It will be a throw for Kalonji. It's going to be interesting. Last week, Dalton United or Kalonji Pro-Profile had to play a man down. This week, it's Dalton United that has to play a man down.
You do wonder, is Dalton going to switch gears a little bit, maybe try to kill off some of this clock?
Well, but that's a danger that you take with a team like Kalonji Pro-Profile, because if you allow them to continually attack like this, grab by Mendez, if you allow Kalonji Pro-Profile to attack, that bend will eventually break.
Yeah, you're inviting them to have a lot of possession, and it gives them more and more opportunities. It can be dangerous indeed, and you kind of have to keep playing offensively like they have been. But there's a lot of experience out there. Like I say, these teams don't generally panic. Even man down, they'll continue to play the game.
Yeah, these are teams that when they play a man down, they still perform like they're playing up on the other team. Makes the other team look like they're the ones that are down a man. These are two fantastic teams here in the Georgia Conference. Chopa, he's going to slide it up to Diakite, who gives it back to him. Forward to the newly entered man from the late in the the second half. One of the least winded of the Kalonji players. That ball is just going to be cleared out as we are entering 105. We'll see how much extra time our center official.
It does. It kind of feels like we're going to head to penalties.
It just feels that way, Dre.
It feels that way.
Saldana and the Kalonji player, they collide, but no foul going to be given. But it will be a throw for Kalonji Pro-Profile. Now the assistant coach is going to get involved, and he's going to find himself with a yellow card, wasting time.
You're going to have to keep
so
your heads.
Both staffs now with a yellow card.
And you have to play in with the idea that you're going to go on next week as well.
1 minute of stoppage time is what our center official says. 1 minute of stoppage time.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's fine. Chopa receives, sends it into the box. Not able to get there. That ball is going to find its way out.
Corner.
It's going to be called a corner for Kalonji Pro-Profile. Mendez is upset about it. He's going to try to hold on to the ball as long as he can. Tiente will have an in-swinger here. Center official is going to go over and talk to the AR on that side. I believe he saw something.
Something that happened on the sideline maybe.
You can see walking over to somebody on the Dalton staff.
You don't want to lose your discipline now. This is like the wrong time to do that.
You can see Coach Kiko there.
Okay.
Where are we going?
We're waiting just like everybody else.
He's telling.
Oh, is it?
Is Villatoro still not off the pitch yet?
Yeah, I think that he needs to.
I think that may be what it is. Where when you have a player that has been red carded, they must leave the field of play.
Yeah, he can go to the stands, but he can't stay on the bench.
No. You know better than I.
You risk, if you argue about this, you risk further suspensions. That was another red card.
And there's a red card issued to somebody on the bench.
Yeah. God, remember last week we were watching Georgia Athletic fall apart at the end.
Yeah. And like we've talked about before, don't forget that these red cards come with a fine as well.
Okay, so they're going to be a goal kick then.
So it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, they come with fines and they come with suspensions. I mean, these red cards, even if they make it to the next round, that player is unavailable automatically.
And that's even for the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So you run the risk of one of your coaching staff not being available. This should be the last act of this first of the two extra times.
Yeah.
Center official has the whistle to his mouth as he's coming through center circle.
Most likely adding.
There it is.
Yeah.
He added just a
little
few
bit
seconds.
More. Yeah. For all that rigmarole that happened there right before the half ended. So we got another 15 coming.
We end with still 1-1 between Kalonji Pro-Profile and Dalton United. We wanted some fireworks, Dre.
Well, I think we're in for a somewhat weird final 15 minutes now. We got Dalton down to 10 men, 1-1. Just weird. That first period was just weird. Of extra time was just kind of unlike the regulation period where there was back and forth, a lot of chances in front of goal. Now it's just they are playing a little bit scared, I think. And now Dalton are trying to maybe cut some of that time and maybe hit Kalonji on the break. Maybe they're trying to soak up some of that pressure.
Yeah.
But they definitely are hitting the long balls just to kill off some of those seconds.
Especially now being down a man. You see that Dalton United is probably just want to see out these 15 minutes, take it to the PK spot, hope for the best.
Yeah, it could be. But what you don't want to see is like what we saw last week with Georgia Athletic, who played a fantastic first half against Kalonji Pro-Profile. Profile came in to the second half, scored a goal, and it seemed like that turned Georgia Athletic off. They stopped playing. They started to lose their discipline, and at the end, 3 red cards. And a lot of fans who are watching, when they're looking at some of the calls of the referee, they're looking, why did he give a red card there? Well, the referee is down on the field, and
yes,
he can see and feel the emotion that's going on, and when he sees a reckless challenge like that at the end of the regulation period, then you have to act. It's the judgment of the referee with the conditions that are going on. And a lot of times referees are criticized for not taking control and showing the cards appropriately. But this crew has done a good job of that. I know a lot of people who are voting, rooting for one team or another are going to disagree with that. But for the neutral, you need a referee who has a strong constitution, can handle a high-pressure situation like this.
So just about ready. It's going to be Dalton United that's going to get us underway in this final extended time. They're going to be going from right to left. Dalton United, take a moment to thank all of their sponsors, and they've got many: Mohawk, JD Concrete, Gallant Goat, U2Go, Taboo Lounge, Rosa Negra, Pola Alleger, and the Courtside Boys. All of those sponsors are so critical here at this level of U.S. soccer. These clubs cannot exist and cannot perform for you without your help as a sponsor. If you want to help, find a local UPSL team, join up, help them present what you're seeing here on ASMG TV.
And if you're a fan of the sport, come out. Some of these teams, they rely on gate receipts to help with things like renting the facility, paying for referees, and things of that nature. You can support them that way, or just viewing them on YouTube. A lot of times these guys have their videos monetized, and the higher the viewership, the more money that they can earn to invest in the club. So all of these things help. It's just a little bit you can do to help these guys out. They're trying to get to the next level. These amateur players trying to get to the professional ranks. Some of them are returning pros who want a high level of competition. to continue to play there and extend their careers.
Again, a little bit of gamesmanship between these two teams. Dalton United, one more time, taking every second that they can to work together. They've been at this level. So has Kalonji. Both of them have represented in the national tournament. Kalonji Pro-Profile went all the way to the Final Four, came in third place in the national tournament.
Yep, won the third place game that year. So these two teams are not strangers to success.
Okay, it'll be Kalonji Pro-Profile that gets us underway in this second of the two halves. So we have 15 more minutes to go, folks, and then if it's still 1-1, we go to penalties. Center official just making sure we are 10 against 11. And there is the whistle. We've got 15 more to go. We are 105 minutes into this match.
Somehow I'm not surprised that we've reached this area of extra time with these two teams. But you can tell already Dalton are going to have to sit back, unfortunately for them.
Well, and you see Tony Tiente playing all the way on the back line there with Tachi and Kamani Irving now moving forward.
They're going to have to try to see if they can hit Kalonji on the break, but they do not want to give up anything in defense here.
Dalton United are going to need to just sit in a defensive shell, almost like a zone. Almost as if they don't have, they removed their striker in these last 15 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to have to play like that, I think, and it's going to be difficult for them. It's going to be a long 15 minutes here.
But this is a team, Dalton United, that if they get a break, they can pull off the unthinkable.
Anything's on the table. Like I say, we saw that drama 2 seasons ago when they played Atlanta United here and won that game in extra time. Stoppage time in that case. So late drama is on the books here.
Another long ball from Mendez. Grant Carr is going to get called for a handball as he tried to settle that down with his chest.
That'll take a little pressure off Dalton as they move the ball a little bit further down the field here.
And that's right on the edge of the center circle on the Kalonji side. That gives, about 70 yards of freedom for Kalonji, or for Dalton United, Dre.
Yeah, it gives an opportunity both for taking a little bit of time off, but it also gives them an opportunity to get something down on the attacking side. Just a lot of nervous people in the stands here.
Here comes a nice ball in from Ramirez, straight up in the air, headed back forward. Dalton, or the Kalonji man is down. I could expect potential. It looks like it might be Tachi who's down.
Good tackle there, Dalton.
And I think that, let's see, if the center official is looking to blow the whistle, but still giving Dalton United the opportunity. Kamani Irving got a touch on it and then cleared away by the Kalonji man. A yellow card coming out. It's going to be issued to Henry Playtez as he was upset because he did not blow the whistle for when Tachi went down.
Yeah, he doesn't have to blow the whistle.
No, he doesn't have to.
You just talk yourself into a yellow card for no particular reason.
And if there's one man on the Kalonji team that can't go down on a red card, it's Henry Playtez.
Yeah, that'd be an awful thing for them right now at this stage of the game.
Because I don't even know if Coach Bruno has a substitute goalkeeper.
Somebody's going to have to step in from the field.
And it's going to be an outswinger coming in from Hoitanda. Into the box. Headed away by Kalonji.
Chance to break.
Joseph Samuel. He sends it forward to Tomasi. Tomasi looking for somewhere to go. Slides it across. Cleared away by Dalton United.
Vertical clearance.
Here comes Hoitanda. Trying to do the same. Ferez gets around the Kalonji man. He's got two in front of him trying to give it back to Hoitanda, but he's not going to get there. And he's got to be careful running like that. He could find himself, cramping up with both of these teams. And center official telling them to throw that one ball that has the bad PSI. Yeah. Send that one to the side. Let's get back underway with that better score ball. Joseph Samuel all the way through center circle. Slides it across to Carr. He sends it forward. Camden Chopa trying to find a path through. It bounces off. It'll be a Dalton United throw. Looks like we have a substitution for Kalonji Pro-Profile.
Yeah, the fourth official, the AR there, I think it was indicating us.
Indeed, there is a fourth official, or there is a substitution ready to go, and it's going to be Diakite's end of his night as he steps off the field over here on the near side with us. Back underway.
A little bit better stretch here for Dalton. A little sustained possession.
You're watching UPSL Georgia Conference Premier Division Playoffs Semifinals. Dalton United 1, Kalonji Pro-Profile 1. We are in the second 15 minutes of extra time. And there's a foul committed by Kalonji Pro-Profile. And it's going to be a yellow card issued to number 20.
Yes,
another yellow card.
This is where the discipline of the players is changing the complexion of the game. It's not the referees. It's the players themselves.
Like we said, we started this match with about 92 degrees. It has let up, but it is still quite warm out there.
Another opportunity here for Dalton to get something going in the attacking area.
And they're fighting over, a little bit of gamesmanship about where the ball needs to be placed.
Yeah, 1 foot over here, 1 foot over there.
Gain every as a player, you try to gain every inch that you can. This is going to be a set piece for Dalton. This one is about 35 yards out. Here we go. Lifted towards the box, headed straight up in the air. Carr's able to see that out of the box. Chopa sends it long, but Dalton United there to cut that off. Kalonji still with possession, though. Moving into Dalton's half of the field. Tiente giving it back to Samuel. Samuel gets it over to Tomasi. He lifts it into the box. Tiente trying to do something, and he puts too much on that one, and it sees it out over the bar, out for a goal kick.
I think a little bit of adrenaline there for Tiente as he tries to get that header down, but he just looped it over. And
yeah, that one, you watch it here, Dre.
Yeah, nice ball out to the right side. Going to have a nice cross here from the 11 player. Tiente tries to take a little bit off of it to get it down, but it just got the
Daniel
angle wrong.
Tomasi, number 11. That was a great ball sent in. It's going to give Mendez another goal kick. Ferez able to control that. Now here comes Ramirez, lifts it forward, but Carr sends it out. Saldana sends it over to the far side. That newly yellowed man, number 20 for Kalonji, is able to win it. Tiente, he tries to cross it over to Tomasi, able to do so. He gets it to the newly entered man, but he cannot get his pass right. It's out for a throw for Dalton United as we enter 1:15. We got 6 minutes to go plus any stoppage time. And if we do not have a goal scorer, we will go to penalties.
We don't have a goal scorer in the next few minutes. It's going to get really tense.
Indeed. I think if we don't have anything in the next 5 minutes, we're just going to see this match out. Or I would say 3 minutes. Mendez runs that down. This will be...
Mendez have to be careful about playing with that ball.
You know, I said 5 minutes, and I'm thinking there's only 5 minutes left to go in the match, man. I mean, come on. I mean, you're right 100% of the times, I guess, if you do it like that.
He stuck his hand out there, but he didn't touch it.
Tiente to Carr. Carr sends it long. Into the box. Oh, great little opportunity by the newly entered number 34. Able to keep it in.
Nice tackle.
Nice tackle. Ramirez with just a fantastic tackle there. Joseph Samuel thought about sending it in and held up. Gives it to Tachi. Tachi gave it to Irving. Irving sent it long. That one's over the bar.
Not sure that was necessary. I think he had a little time to do something a little bit different than that.
Just got a little too excited there. 1:16. We have seen 4 minutes to go, plus any stoppage time, maybe a minute at most. All teams pretty much used up all of their substitutions. Mendez just sends that one long, rolls out for a throw. Samuel gets us back underway. It's pretty much anybody's game once we go to the penalty spot. Both of these keepers have played a sensational match.
So little separating these two teams.
Both of them, and there is a ball that's cleared and then cleared again by Dalton United, but they're not able to get it out of their half. Kalonji attacking that ball. Cleared away for a second, but everybody is playing so deep for Dalton United that they're not able to clear it completely. That ball bouncing around to Mossy has it, lays it off, slid across to Kalonji, all the way through.
A lot of space and time now.
Samuel lifts it into the box, trying to do something with that. Cleared its way. They did call a penalty, called a handball on Dalton United deep in this match.
Wow, and no protest from Dalton players at all. They know it.
Take a look at it again, Dre. It bounces. It bounces, and it bounces right into Wyndham.
Yeah, he handled it. He kind of redirected the ball.
And there is nothing that Wyndham can do.
I said
it's
they
going to
weren't
be a
protesting,
penalty.
but they are protesting. I don't know what they're, well, it's a handball. It's unfortunate. He still has to convert it. Mendez has had a blinder today.
You still have to convert this, regardless of yes or no on a penalty. You still have to convert it. And it looks like it's going to be, it looks like it's Joseph Samuel that's standing on the spot. I don't know. Maybe he's just protecting it because it's Grant Carr that has the ball in his hand.
Yeah,
he was. He was just protecting it. That's it's a little bit different being on turf, but definitely on natural turf, that's when someone comes up and scuffs up the spot. And this is going to be a difficult opportunity. Nestor Mendez, the goalkeeper for Dalton United, can he get this right? Can he save this chance from Grant Carr? Does Grant Carr have it in him to put this in the back of the net and see Kalonji Pro-Profile on to the finals?
The old pro Grant Carr here.
Here we go. Grant Carr, he sees it into the back of the net. It's 2-1 Kalonji Pro-Profile. Calm as you would like it. Grant Carr sees that ball into the back of the net.
Wow. Unbelievable. What a turn of events there.
And that's nothing that Dalton United could do. Nestor going the wrong way into the back of the net.
Well, it's something we said, Larry, is that, we knew that Dalton was going to give Kalonji a lot of possession in their defensive third. And, that's the kind of thing that can happen. You give them all this possession. They take their opportunities, their shots. Ball bubbles up, hits you in the hand, in the arm, and you're down 2-1.
Yeah, and and it's unfortunate for Wyndham because it was bouncing around and he was just in the wrong place.
Yeah, his arm was out and the ball hit him on the arm, and that's going to be called.
And Rodriguez is down. I think he's cramped. I think he's got a calf cramp. He has been working.
God, you almost hate to see any team lose.
Yeah, he has been working like a madman back there on that defensive line. That one opportunity for Kalonji in that second half were saved off the line by Rodriguez. He is trying. There's going to be a late substitution for Rodriguez as he is.
Yeah, he's done.
He is trying to get off of the sidelines as hard as he can.
Yeah,
Last substitution for Dalton United. We're in 120 minutes.
Are we going to see the
drama
that we saw two
seasons ago? Yeah. Does Dalton United have one last grasp in them? Can they see this through? Newly entered man touched it for a second. Kalonji not going to get a foul there.
Referee asked him to get up.
Mendez thought about touching it, elected not to because he thought it might have been a back pass. He sends it long, but he knocks it out. Just a mistake there. It's Tiente who's down. Oh, no, it's number 26 who's down.
Yeah, I think this
I
might
see
be
those
a
orange
time
boots, and
wasting.
I originally thought it was Tiente, but that is number
more
26 who's down.
More of a time-wasting thing here than anything else, I think.
And he's got to run the risk of getting a yellow card for wasting time, and we're going to see some stoppage time because we're already 2 minutes in. And Tomasi is trying to lift him up, and the center official's like, no, let him get up whenever he wants.
Yeah, he's going to pop up here in a second. That's the thing. Like I say, you have these situations where the players start to
back underway,
act up a little bit.
And
referees get the blame, but it's not their fault.
No. And if there's any team that will find every space in the gray, that's Kalonji Pro-Profile. They're so veteran.
Yeah.
They know how to eke out every second, every touch of the ball. They know this game. These guys have played together for years. They don't even have to yell at each other. They know where each other's going to be on that pitch. Just like this Dalton squad, they have so many veteran players.
Like I
and,
said,
it goes back to what you said, Dre. It goes back to Valenciano going off earlier in this match injured. It just changed the complexion for Dalton United. And there's Tomasi trying to waste time.
Yeah. It's sad to see that kind of stuff going on. It's.
Here comes the ball forward from Nestor. And you can see Mendez is just not able to get the ball forward like he was earlier in the match. He's going to get an opportunity, sends it long.
Pressured a little bit there.
Chupa sends it straight up into the air. That one's going to get knocked out. Will be a corner. We have a late corner for Dalton United.
Yeah, it's a chance. It's a lifeline.
And it's going to be Hoitonda. It's going to be another outswinger from Hoitonda. Drama here late for Dalton.
Mendez is forward.
Into the box. Headed away.
Oh,
Mendez gives it back to Hoitonda. Deflected. Will be another corner. We'll do it again.
Mendez is going to stay forward. Might as well.
Yeah, at this point, there's no sense to even be back there in the box. Outswinger in, headed down, and he just doesn't get that one right, and it's going to be a goal kick. That was a perfect header.
Game of inches.
That would have blown the roof off of this place, and we're out in the open because that one was right where it needed to be. Sent long. And that's gonna do it.
That's going to do
it, folks.
What a game.
We
what
end here at Dalton Stadium. Kalonji Pro-Profile come back and win this match 2-1 with a goal from Anthony Sumo in the 23rd minute and the penalty taken by Grant Carr in extra time sees the finals go to Shiloh Stadium. Atlanta United Academy will have to travel to Shiloh Stadium in Snellville, Georgia to take on Kalonji Pro-Profile in the finals for the UPSL Georgia Conference playoffs.
Good advertisement for UPSL Georgia here. Two teams, high quality, great drama in this game. And, it's a result where you look at both of these teams and say, man, it's a shame either one of them has to lose this game. They both played with the right spirit. There was a highly emotional game. And as we see here, they're still talking as the referee is going to have to walk away from it. But, that's the way the passion is in this game. But, the referees, people can criticize the referees and say, oh, they didn't do this or didn't do that right. But quite frankly, they had a fantastic game. And the players are just done a great job in entertaining these fans with a very forward and attacking game.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at ASMG TV. He's been Andre Bomar. I've been Larry Weaver. We move on to the finals. Kalonji Pro-Profile and Atlanta United Academy. We'll see you next week here on ASMG TV. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.